Forces of the Imperium. Deck box that I will use for something else. Spin down counter. Fancy. Inquisitor Greyfax and Marnius Calgar. I don't know how to pull this up again. There we go. Sleeves, these inner sleeves ready. And we're going to put them in these cards in these blue sleeves. Night blue dragon shields. All right, pull out the. Well, there's our fake Inquisitor Greyfax card. Soldier tokens. Zephyrim. Ultramarines Honor Guard, Sicarian Infiltrator, Arco, Flagellant, Vanguard Suppressor, Austerity's Warriors, Clues, Cherubel, Robots, a lot of tokens in this one. Inquisitor Greyfax. Vigilance, Unquestionable Wisdom. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Vigilance. Hunt for Heresy. Tap target creature an opponent controls. Investigate. Creating a clue. That's say ability I like to see on a commander. I need to grab the turn order card. Hopefully these sleeves are as cooperative as the last pack I opened. They seem to be. Let's see. That card, cooperative. When are these from? $2021. Here's our other main option for Commander. Marnius Calgar. 3/5 double strike. Whenever one or more tokens enter into the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Chapter Master 6. Create 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. I might like that more as the commander. I think that's the one they used on game nights. I'm going to keep both of those off to the side for now. And they shall know no fear. Choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+0 and gain indestructible. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are the defenders of humanity. They are my space marines. The Emperor of Mankind. Oh yeah, these sleeves. These sleeves are feeling good. Grey Knight Paragon. 5 mana, 4/4 Astartes Knight Flash. When Grey Knight Paragon enters the battlefield, destroy target attacking creature. If that creature is a demon, exile it instead. Our will shall be our weapons. Our faith shall be our armor. Canticle of Absolution. Whoa. Just so smooth. Space Marine Scout. 3 mana, 2/1 Astartes Scout, first strike vigilance. Concealed position. When Space Marine Scout enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for a plains card, put it on the battlefield tab, then shuffle. Through blood and battle, scouts are forged from raw recruits into the Imperium's finest. White is always the kind of the go-to color to me in these current in new commander products, because white's kind of the one that needed the most help on stuff, so it's kind of like the most interesting cards for commander specifically. A lot of them come in white for recent stuff. First strike, Crushing Teeth. Whenever Thunderwolf Cavalry deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. 5 mana is a lot, though. The practice of tracking and training Thunderwolves is a sort of initiation ritual into the upper echelons of the Wolf Guard. Oh, that glare, though. Put the cards there. Oop. Let's move these around. Sicarian Infiltrator. 3 mana. 1/2 human soldier artifact creature. Flash. Squad 2. I love the squad mechanic. That's so cool. As in, where you can pay an extra 2. You can just empty out your mana pool to create an extra copies of this. Benediction of the Omnissiah. When Sicarian Infiltrator enters the battlefield, draw a card. Oh, that's so good. What a cool card. just fun. Sanguinary Priest, 4 mana, Asteri's Cleric, 2/4, lifelink. Whenever another creature you control dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Any target? Ooh. Ooh. Embrace the strength of your Primarch, but deny the Red Thirst Brothers. There is no return from that darkest of paths. Just say no to chaos, boys and girls. Say no to burn. He's just telling you don't play red. Deny the Witch. 1 in Esper. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. His controller loses life equal to the number of creatures you control. This heresy cannot stand. Don't love 4 mana counter spells in EDH or anywhere, even with upside. It's just a lot of mana to hold up. Primaris Chaplain. 4 mana, 3/3, Battle Cry. And Rosarius. Whenever Primaris Chaplain attacks, it gains indestructible until end of turn. Every kill is a sacrament of the Emperor's glory. Swords to Plowshares. Classic Magic the Gathering card. Pretty good art with the tank with the bandage over it. Or the tank turned into a tractor to plow, I guess. Exile target creature controller gains life equal to its power. Hunger is no different from any other foe. Defeat it in the Emperor's name and save humanity. Motto of the Agri World Viridia 4. The War on Hunger. Cards are getting. They got air in them. Gotta air them out. Reconnaissance mission. We've reached the Xenos HQ. Transmitting coordinates now. Into the... These are actual Magic cards, just with new art and flavor, so... I think I'll just read the flavor text. Mortify, classic. This sword has many names. You may call it Death. Kaldor Drago, Supreme Guardmaster of the Grey Knights. Mortify, solid, fine. Would never run it in an actual EDH deck. They're just better options. Specifically, Anguished Unmaking. I think that's Anguished? Yeah. But it's same mana, but you get to exile a permanent. You just have to lose 3 life, which is no big deal. Mind Stone. 2 mana. Add 2 mana rock. Pain is an ally. Pain is a friend. Pain is truth. Sister Narinica Nbotu, Order of the Valorous Heart. It's pretty good. Pretty good art. But, you know, I'm not mad about Mortify. Mortify is a fine card to play. I'm just saying, I can think of 3 other Orzhov removal spells that I would always put in an EDH deck before I'd even consider it. So it's kind of just, it's not that it's bad, it's just priced out of the game by there being plenty of better, not expensive cards. Only the most pious and devoted Imperial servants are granted the posthumous honor of becoming Serbo Skulls. Hell yeah. What a great Skull Clamp. See, now Skull Clamp. Now that's a card you put in an EDH deck. You got a token deck? Stick a Skull Clamp in it. Oh, love to see it not even upshifted. Because I feel like that's a card that they would upshift just because it's so freaking strong. Soul Ring, another not upshifted ever card. Of all the stars in the galaxy, Soul is of the Empire. Its heart is his might. Its light is his revelation. Tidio? Divinitatus. Blech. That Warhammer. Got some name salad. Lettering. Spelling. Also, no, that one's Games Workshop. I was just checking the artists. I feel like those were more actual credited artists. Okay. Huh. Well, I guess they're more likely. Maybe they're more likely to use Games Workshop stuff on the new cards. I'm not sure. Talisman of Dominance. As swift as a lash mamba, as sharp as a spine leaf, as stubborn as a wild grox. Colonel, pennant in praise of the Katachan warrior. They pirates? It's like pirate themed. Talisman of Heresy, or Hierarchy, rather. We shall wage this war with undaunted faith and courage. We shall not take one step back. Lord Marshal Tashenko to the Vostroyan 16th. Man, these talismans are fucking cool looking. Just the flag. That's a cool idea. That they just did that for all of them in this deck. The Talisman of Progress. Any Cadian who can't field strip their own lays gun by age 10 was born on the wrong planet. Anonymous. Arcane Sanctum. The Emperor is the greatest psyker in human history. For thousands of years, he has sat immobile in a palace that spans a continent. Deserts of industrial ash surround the hive cities, covering the surface of the planet with an unstable, corrosive skin. Ash barrens. Memorial to Glory. No room for flavor text. Arcane Signet. As part of their indoctrination and training, a Psychar learns to focus their mental strength through a psychoreactive staff. Commander Sphere. This cogitator provides a strategic overview of the battlefield, by which I mean, of course, the entire planet. I'm not fighting over part of the planet. Fighting over the whole planet. Command Tower. The war will be decided here, where the planet's defenses are strongest. Marnius Kalgar. Who's that guy? Dismal Backwater. Armageddon has become a site of holy pilgrimage for the orcs, a planet where the fighting never stops. Yeah, that one in the last deck. Oh, there we go. First time. First time we got a little slippage. Let's not mess around. Oh, even with the card in. Wild. It still wants to slip out. Evolving Wilds. What are ramparts? What are steeples? What are our machines worth in the teeth of this ceaseless hunger? Magos Varnak. Path of Ancestry. Once again. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. What is love but scoured barrens everlasting? The weapons deployed to drive the traitor legions into the Eye of Terror were so destructive that some planets still have not recovered. Is it everlasting or enduring? I actually can't fucking remember what the quote is now. The Psychiatrix Maledictum split the galaxy asunder. The raw stuff of chaos flooded into real space, transforming whole planets into moments. We've had this one before, too. Again, the lands are the repeat cards between the decks. Or the repeat treatment. Because Soul Ring is in all, and Arcane Signet, I think, are in all the decks. But those cards actually get unique art and flavor text. Persevering. Celestine, the Living Saint, 5 mana for a 3/4 legendary creature, human warrior, flying, lifelink, healing tears. At the beginning of your end step, return target creature with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. I haven't seen a lot of life. I feel like I haven't seen a ton of life gain, though. Defenders of Humanity. X +3. Enchantment. When Defenders of Humanity enters the battlefield, create X 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. X and 3 mana, one of it white. Exile Defenders of Humanity. Create X 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. Activate only if you control no creatures, and only during your turn. So you can play this, put out some tokens. If it gets killed, sacrifice to get more tokens. Replenish your board. I feel like you have to get up to like 6. You have to pay at least like X equal to 3 before when it starts becoming decent, though. For the Emperor. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance and lifelink until end of turn. They all took up the cry. The missionaries, the pilgrims, the sisters of the orders militant. The forces of chaos melted before the fire of their faith. That's some life gain. Although you do need stuff. That's a rare, huh? It does have an exclamation point in it. I'll give it that. Exclamation point in the title. Definitely a plus. Space Marine Devastator. 4 mana, 3/3, creature, Astartes warrior. With squad. Grav Cannon. When Space Marine Devastator enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. That's great. That's so cool. Just dump. Pump and dump. Triumph of Saint Catherine. 5 mana, 5/5, human warrior. Lifelink. Presidium Protectiva. When Triumph of St. Catherine dies, exile it, and the top 6 cards of your library into a face-down pile. If you do, shuffle that pile and put it back on top of your library. Miracle 2. Miracles if you cast this card. You can cast it for its miracle cost if it's the first card you drew that turn. So that's pretty fucking great. It's just an incredibly... I guess you have to exile it. But that's hard to get rid of. It's like Scarab God levels of annoying. And in mono white, that's pretty fucking cool. Ultramarines Honor Guard. 4 mana 2/2, but squad. And other creatures you control get +1/+1. Squad up lords. That's pretty nuts. It is a 4 mana 2/2 lord, which is not great on its own. But squad, potentially, very exciting, very exciting. Big things can happen. That's what Warhammer's about. Big things potentially happening. Vexillus Praetor, 4 mana. Custodes Warrior, 3/4. Flash, Vigilance, Aegis of the Emperor. Commanders you control have protection from everything. There is no greater bulwark than the Praetors of the Adeptus Custodes, the bodyguards of the Emperor of Mankind. Now, protection from everything doesn't protect you from everything. But it's pretty good. Protects you from a lot. Mechanically, it protects you from everything. But there are ways. There's still ways to hurt you. Zephyrim, another miracle card. 4 mana. 3/3. Squad 2. Flying Vigilance. Miracle 2. So if you draw this off the side of your deck, it's for the 4 mana, you get 2 of them. That's decent. Not super exciting. But that's fun. I find all the squad cards fun, honestly. Even if I don't know if I'd ever put any of them in a normal deck. The one where you draw cards, that's the one I'm like, hell yeah. Sister of Silence. 3/3 Human Knight for 5 mana. Flash. When Sister of Silence enters the battlefield, counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Counter on a stick's pretty powerful. Vanguard Suppressor. 4 mana, Astartes Warrior. Squad 2, 3/2 flying. Suppressing fire. When Vanguard Suppressor deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Arco Flagellant. 3 mana human. Does that look like Does that look like a human to you? I don't know. It's got tentacles instead of hands, but... Squad. Can't block. Endurant. Pay 3 life. Arco Flagellant gains indestructible until end of turn. That could add up if you've squatted this. You've just got like 4 of them out or something, and you have to pay 12 life if there's a board wipe to keep them all around. Ooh, I like this next one. Primaris Eliminator. 5 mana, 3/2, Stardy's Warrior. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1, destroy target creature. Very good. Creatures target player controls get -2/-2 until end of turn. Also, pretty good. Flexible removal on a stick. Five mana is a lot, though. Not gonna lie. Assault Intercessor. Look at that art. Good job, Steve. 3 mana, 3/2. First strike, menace, chainsword. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, that player loses 2 life. A foe without honor is a foe already beaten. Belisarius Crawl. 4 mana, 2/4. Legendary artifact creature human. I can barely parse that art from here. Ultima Founding. Tap 2. Tap it. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Create a 2/2 white Astartes Warrior creature token with vigilance. Okay. Master of Machines. Tap it. Tap X untapped creatures you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It's interesting. I don't know if it's good. I don't know that it's good. But, that's kind of what I like about these decks. They have cards that are just, like, big and dumb and maybe cool. But I probably wouldn't put them in a normal deck. But I think it's great to pit these decks against each other. They're, like, right at that level of jank, but also pretty good. Like, close enough to real decks. Birth of the Imperium. Saga. 5 mana. Step 1. Create a 2/2 Astartes Warrior creature token with vigilance for each opponent you have. So that's what, normally it'd be 3 2/2s. Then each opponent sacrifices a creature. Fuck you. And then draw 2 cards for each opponent who controls fewer creatures than you. This is a very cool card to have in a deck that has, or at least you have creatures with flash. So if there's like a board wipe, you can maybe pop something out to still surprise, get that 3rd trigger. And that could be like 6 cards. That's pretty friggin' good. Although everyone's gonna hate you. Calidus Assassin, 6 mana. Human Shapeshifter Assassin. Those wrist blades are not very hidden. Flash. Polymorphine. You may have Calidus Assassin enter the battlefield tapped as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has. When this creature enters the battlefield, destroy up to one other target creature with the same name as this creature. Ooh. Ooh. That's pretty good. The Flash. The Flash is what makes this one. You have to destroy their thing. You have to clone it. It's a lot of mana, but you're getting a lot. Commissar Severina Rain. Leading from the front. 3 mana, 2/2 human soldier, legendary creature. Whenever Commissar Severina attacks, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. Summary Execution. Tap 2, sacrifice another creature, you gain 2 life and draw a card. Ooh, sack outlet. Oof. Oof, just putting on a lot of pressure here. Just a lot of text on that card. A lot of words. Company Commander. 4 mana, human soldier, 2/4. Command Section. When Company Commander enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. So maybe like 3 1/1s. Bring it down. Whenever Company Commander attacks, creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Ooh. When you attack, though, I guess it's good with Commissar. With Rain. Let it rain. Oops. Cybernetica Datasmith. 3 mana. Artifact creature. Human Artificer. 0/1. Protection from robots. Field reprogramming. Tap 1, tap it. Target player draws a card. Okay. Another target player creates a 4/4 colorless robot artifact creature token with this creature can't block. Engaging Protector Protocol. That's... I don't know that it having protection from robots is enough defense against handing out 4/4s. But I guess you got I guess you go around the table, give everybody a 4/4. Although, I don't know. Yeah. Epistolary Librarian. 4 mana, 3/4, Astartes Warrior. Veil of Time. Whenever Epistolary Librarian attacks, you may cast a spell with a mana value X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Bolters, chain swords, all fine weapons. However, I wield a far more dangerous power. Time? Time seems... yeah. Time seems maybe better than a chainsword, but depends on the circumstances. Maybe the chainsword just better. You know? Maybe just make your opponent die rather than cast whatever thing is in your hand. If it's the thing in your hand isn't good enough. You know? Exterminatus, 7 mana. Non-land permanents your opponents control lose. Indestructible until end of turn. Destroy all non-land permanents. Some may question your right to destroy 10 billion people. Those who understand know that you have no right to let them live. Exterminatus extremis. That's pretty crazy. That's a neat board wipe because you can get around it with indestructible. If you have something that's indestructible, it gets to stick around, but not your opponents. And 7 mana is kind of the right sweet spot. It can't be more, because then you get into just, like, Plague Wind territory. Like, cards that just... Garrick's Wake. Cards that just destroy your opponent's stuff, anyway. The flesh is weak. 5 mana enchantment. When the flesh is weak enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Okay. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them are artifacts in addition to their other types. Okay. Non-artifact creatures get -1/-1. Ooh. There's the essence of spice. Although a lot of your opponents are playing artifacts too. You know? Not so good against the Necron, maybe. Oh, classic character. Classic guy. Inquisitor Eisenhorn. 4 mana. 2/3 legendary creature. Human Inquisitor. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn as you draw it. Whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery card this way, create Cherubale, a legendary 4/4 black demon creature token with flying. Whenever Inquisitor Eisenhorn deals combat damage to a player, investigate that many times. Ooh, that's fun if you pump him. That's a lot of words for a pretty weird card. Well, I don't know. It sits in that space where it's like, I probably wouldn't build a deck around this, but it's kind of neat enough that if you did build a deck around it with it, it could be fun. Naam Shai Murad. 4 mana, legendary creature, 3/3, human rogue trader. When Naam Shai Murad deals combat damage to a player, you may have that player return target permanent card from their graveyard to their hand. If you do, that player chooses a permanent card in your graveyard, then you put it onto the battlefield under your control. See, that's just a commander card right there. Work out a deal. Then that card's very, very interesting. Sister Hospitaler. Brawl is like that one. The difference is Commander is multiplayer. But yeah, you're not wrong about that season of Yu-Gi-Oh where they all had in the virtual realm, the sub arc, The filler arc that took place in the middle of before the climax of the other tournament they were already in. 6 mana, human cleric, 3/2, Medicus, mini Storum. When Sister Hospitaller enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You gain life equal to its mana value, all upside. Ours is to honor the martyr, tend the fallen, defend the innocent, and walk away in the light. Worst timed, yeah, sure. It's just... It's very funny that the evil bad guy is just hanging out outside the waiting in the car for that arc to end, basically. Merrick is just like, wait outside. Sister Repentia, 5 mana, 5/1 human warrior, martyrdom. When Sister Repentia dies, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. And it has a miracle. I shall seek the Emperor's forgiveness in the darkest places of the night. Oath of the Penitent. Is Merrick really going to take over the world? Is that really the stakes at that point? I feel like the stakes are that he trapped Mai's soul. That's like in like a little triangle. I mean, I guess that's what he wanted. But I don't know what winning that tournament was, how that winning that tournament was going to achieve that. So I don't know that. Yeah, he needed to duel Yugi or the Pharaoh. So, like, not finishing the tournament, honestly, the better move. Just like, yeah, I'll do you later. Then you can get the god cards, maybe. The Golden Throne. 4 mana, legendary artifact, arcane life support. If you would lose the game, instead, exile the Golden Throne and your life total becomes 1. 1,000 souls die every day. Sacrifice a creature. Add 3 mana in any combination of colors. I think this is a very cool card. Inquisitorial Rosette. 2 mana artifact equipment. Inquisition agents. Whenever a creature attacks, create a 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature token with vigilance. That's attacking. Then attacking creatures gain menace until end of turn. Equip 3. I think he definitely wanted the puzzle. But not only did Merrick hang out that whole time, fucking evil Bakura also just hanging out, I think. Or did he get dealt with before that? I don't remember. I don't remember when him and Merrick have their duel. It might be on this ship, so it might be before that. All right. Knight Paladin, 5 mana artifact vehicle, 6/6, trample, rapid fire battle cannon. When Knight Paladin enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to each opponent, but only a crew of 1. That was just a weird card. Well, but doesn't Bakura duel Merrick over other, like on behalf of other Merrick? In that arc? I think that happens on the sky ship, which would mean it's before the VR arc. The only duels after the VR arc might be the final 4. A shadow game that was not a card game? I don't think that's true. Reaver Titan, 7 mana, 10/10, artifact creature vehicle, void shields, protection from mana value, 3 or less, Gatling Blaster. Whenever Reaver Titan attacks, it deals 5 damage to each opponent. Crew of only 4. That's crazy. Not that good, honestly, because it's a lot of mana. But that's Warhammer good. Yeah, because it's weird, because it's like the bad guys are fighting, but the bad guy who turns out to be the bigger bad guy is the one who like you're rooting for and who loses. Redemptor Dreadnought. Look at that fucking chonky boy. Astartes Dreadnought. 5 mana 4/4. Fallen Warrior. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. You may exile a creature card from your graveyard. Trample. Plasma Incinerator. Whenever Redemptor Dreadnought attacks, if a card is exiled with it, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the power of the exiled card. So that's the person you stuck into this mech, basically. You've sacrificed to the mech. The soul, who is now a mech soul. Is it Joey and Merrick who duel in the semifinals? They have that like elevator duel to decide the seeding beforehand, I think. Thunderhawk Gunship, 6 mana, artifact vehicle, flying. When Thunderhawk Gunship enters the battlefield, create 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. Vehicle that creates its own creatures. Beautiful. Whenever Thunderhawk Gunship attacks, attacking creatures you control gain flying until end of turn. Crew 2. That's very cool. It's been a long time since I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I think watching the final season weirdly hurt my opinion of that show. But that's just because so much of the final season they don't play card games. I still like all the card games through the end of the show, but like the last season only has like 2 matches. It's all the ancient Egypt shit is just incredible. Like, could not be more boring to me. I like way prefer the like filler arc that's just nonsense before that. Bastion Protector, 3 mana, 3/3 creature, human soldier. Commander creatures you control get +2/+2 and have indestructible. By this oath, I pledge to stand by thee against traitor, beast, or fiend, for only in death does duty end. Yeah, season 3 is the Noah stuff. But then after the Noah stuff, what card games were there to close out that tournament? Because they still have to finish the Merrick stuff after they escape VR. Collective Effort, 3 mana, sorcery, escalate. Tap an untapped creature you control. Pay this cost for each mode chosen beyond the first. Choose one or more. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Good. Destroy target enchantment. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. A cool piece of art. Yeah. It was Joey was it the 4th? Yugi, Kaiba, Merrick, and Joey? That's what I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that I remembered. Remembered Joey gets his way, gets to duel Merrick, even though Yugi's like, no, you're not the protagonist. You're just gonna lose. Deploy to the front. 7 mana. Sorcery. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. When the door drops, give him a taste of the Emperor's fire. Commissariarch. Oh, right. Didn't he have to, like, stay standing or some dumb bullshit? He just got electrocuted too many times. That show would have been so much better if they just let Joey win and then duel the Pharaoh and reveal the Pharaoh for being evil sooner than they do and a cheater. Entrapment maneuver. 4 mana instant. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. You create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, where X is that creature's toughness. Now. Yeah, he actually gets better at the card game, whereas the Pharaoh just cheats. But that show is just like incredibly hampered by the fact that it's all building up to the Egypt stuff. Instead of just letting it be about card games. Although I say that, and somehow I don't know why I didn't like GX more when GX was more just like the kids playing card games. And somehow that one didn't click with me at all. Even though card games was really all I wanted. Fell the Mighty, 5 mana. Destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. The battle began with an overwhelming wave of Tyranids and ended with Canoness Lucretia standing atop a huge pile of charred alien corpses. But my memory of GX is just that I didn't think the card games were interesting. Whereas I did with regular Yu-Gi-Oh! I really just liked the card battles in that one, and then the card battles just seemed less than good. And I don't really know if that's true. Like, if I would still believe that, or if I was just biased in some way that I don't understand, or like there's just actually something missing. Like, I don't know what was missing. Hour of Reckoning. 7 mana, but convoke. Destroy all non-token creatures. The Battle of Baal was the bloodiest and most costly in the entire noble history of the Sons of Sanguinius. I mean, I didn't watch that much of it. I don't think I finished the first arc. Like, I probably only watched like 6 episodes or something. And then, like, occasionally would watch part of a like spot of an episode if it were on, and then get bored and change the channel or whatever. But like, I remember the theme song and stuff. I remember the setup and the the main, like, different schools and stuff. Launch the Fleet. 1 mana. Sorcery. Strive. This spell costs 1 more to cast for each target beyond the first. Until end of turn, any number of target creatures each gain. Whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's tapped and attacking. Yeah, but I don't care about that, like, either way, I don't think. Like, the thing that made Season 2 onward Yu-Gi-Oh! Really, really, I liked it, was the card game had rules, even if they were a little spotty on them. There's something about just the way those duels work that I just found compelling, and I can't put my finger on it. Martial Coup X +2. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures. Ooh, gotta have X 5 or more. It is their duty to fight and die so that humanity might be preserved. Lord Commissar Baron Reed. Like, unless you're the only one with a board or whatever, or you have the best board, I guess. Like, there's a filler tournament near the right before the Egyptian stuff starts in Yu-Gi-Oh, where there's like the stakes are fucking nothing. I think Joey loses in the first round because there are no stakes. So he's not he's just like arrogant and just loses immediately cuz he's not fighting for anything. That's kind of one of my favorite arcs of the show. If not my favorite. Utter End. See, here is a card I would put in before when I was talking about friggin' Mortify. Utter End. That is a card I would always put in a commander deck before that. Although, Utter End, even at this point, kind of outclassed. Kind of also wouldn't probably. Utter End, I don't think, would make the cut in any real deck I would make either, because there are even better options. Target eradicated. That which burns shall ever be blessed. Fusilov unit Tor 213. Yeah, it's not memorable other than there's a I think it's Yugi versus Bakura at the start of it. Duel. And then there's not another card game until the Yugi one at the end, which is why that arc sucks. It's just boring. And it's not about the characters that you follow either. Like, you have fake Egyptian Kaiba instead of Kaiba, and fake Egyptian Kaiba, way more boring than real Kaiba. Like, oh my god, not an interesting character. Ever-flowing Chalice. See, this is a card that they upshifted. I think this is an uncommon originally. Ancient Egyptian Kaiba doesn't even play card games. Because nobody plays card games. They talk all about how the ancient Egyptians played duel monsters. They do not play duel monsters. That's not what happens in that arc. Choked Estuary. I don't remember what does happen. I just know they don't play card games. Centuries worth of black iron lie beneath the soil of every imperial world, their civilization built on never-ending strife. Zork? Is that the big evil that Bakura is actually working for? Like, he's just actually a henchman for this fucking nothing of a evil end boss? Just a unspeakable evil or whatever. Is that how that goes? Dark Water Catacombs. The chapter's honored dead are interred in the Hall of Heroes, where the mineral-rich water of the catacombs slowly fossilizes their bones, preserving them for all time. Exotic Orchard. In the late stages of a Tyranid invasion, sessile organisms take root in a planet's crust, converting its resources into biomass that can be extracted by the hive fleet. Interrupt this to bring you Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are not well taken care of. Battle Footballer. Outstanding Dog Marin. Stealth Bird. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Blue Eyes White Dragon. The Egyptian God cards. They have colored backs because they're fake or whatever. Dark Magician. Muka Muka. Cyberjar. Naruto cards. Haku. Those got mixed in some points. Penguin Knight. Those are more Naruto cards. Crying Sakura. Rock Lee. Team Neji Rock Lee. Ooh, Sakura about to stab you. Instead of crying, Sakura. Oh, important magic card. Plated Worm. Apocalypse. Very fancy Yu-Gi-Oh card here. Another fancy Yu-Gi-Oh card. Nocturne. Super Being. Marvel Comics character. I've honestly never heard of. Police officer Angela Cairn was transformed by mutation devices into the silent, soaring Nocturne. Now freed from the prison of modern society, Nocturne seeks her destiny in the skies above Manhattan. She's 7 foot tall and weighs 175 pounds. Wild. First appearance, Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 13, 1993. Yeah, this is Scream's Spider-Man villain right here. And my most powerful card. Holographic Krabby Kingler. I don't know if that picks up on the camera. You can see the Kingler. Gotta catch 'em all. Premier Edition art box. Or whatever. Anyway. I have more Yu-Gi-Oh cards somewhere. These aren't all of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Here, I'll put them in this Dragon Shield box. There you go, your cards in there. Remember. Alright, let's finish sleeving. Port Town. The Imperium's most peaceful world serve only to arm and supply the others. Bump the mic. Sorry about that. Oh, I forgot Plated Worm. Look, it's from Portal. The little sword and shield next to his numbers. See? Because this was a set for beginners. Also, I like the little line above the flavor text to separate the flavor text from the card text. Even though this card doesn't have any card text. Prairie Stream. Stripped and blasted by millennia of war, every planet eventually looked the same. Well, before that Pokemon game, even, there were swords and shields. Well before Pokemon Sword and or Shield. I'm going to put this in with my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, even though it's instructions on how to play Magic the Gathering. Sky Cloud Expanse. Most denizens of an imperial hive city live and die without ever setting foot inside the towering skyscrapers of the ruling class. Same. Sunken Hollow. Abandoned tunnels and bunkers below the Hive City have been secretly recolonized and dubbed the Forbidden Cities. Tranquil Cove. Deep space ports provide temporary shelter for Imperial cruisers on long voyages. That's the last card in this deck. Now we're on to basic lands. Should probably put this in a sleeve. Boop, boop, boop. I'll turn these, make this more efficient. I just want to get this part done. We've got this island art. We've got this swamp art. Swamp art? Eneg, you missed my... Well, I showed Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're in here. There are Yu-Gi-Oh cards in here. I mean, these cards, basic lands, say basic on them. Literally. It's not all of my... I know I have more Yu-Gi-Oh cards somewhere. Because this doesn't have the Toon cards in that pile. I've got the Egyptian god cards. But they're fake. Because they have different colored backs. But in a sleeve, you'd never know. Alright, I will pull out the Yu-Gi-Oh cards again once I finish sleeving up these lands. Build the anticipation. Yeah, mine didn't come in a binder. It was just some pack at Target or something. I was like, that's funny. Oh, hey. That's the tank that's on Swords to Plowshares. Boop, boop, boop. Almost there. Too much air. Too voluminous. Voluminous? Voluminous. There we go. All right. And I think I'll go with Calgar instead of Greyfax as the commander. All right, and these are going to need to be shuffled a lot, but I don't feel like doing that now. All right. Another one bites the dust. Boop, boop, boop. One more Warhammer deck to go. But now, since Eneg is here, time to look at Yu-Gi-Oh cards. These are a little curled. Zolga. Time Seal. Sword Hunter. I assume he hunts swords. Mr. Volcano. See, Yu-Gi-Oh cards can also be extremely basic if they're old. Legendary Flame Lord. Lord of Flaming You. Gravity Axe. Grarl. Increase attack by 500. Monsters on your opponent's side cannot change their battle position. Limiter removal. Double the attack of all face-up machine-type monsters. At the end of turn, destroy all creatures that were affected by this. Dark Scorpion, Gorg the Strong. Ultra Evolution Pill. Torpedo Fish. Terror King Salmon. See, this card, not really that different from this, basically. Ojima Delta Hurricane. When you activate this one, Ojima Green, Ojima Yellow, and Ojima Black are face up on your side of the field. Destroy all cards on your opponent's side of the field. Soul Absorption. Battle Footballer. Originally, it was invented for a football machine. Outstanding Dog Marin. Now there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Maju Garzet. Power is equal to whatever you sacrifice to it. Add it up. Pandemonium. Is that Archfiend monsters? Skull Invitation. Gust. Deep Sea Warrior. 4-starred Ladybug of Doom. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh name. Skull Invitation. I think they're inviting you, because that Skull guy, he's like, has a come hither. Mystic Probe. Inferno. This looks like AI art. Like, are those eyes? That's a mouth? The Thing in the Crater. Stealth Bird. Blazing Inpachi. 0 defense. Yeah, here we go. Red Eyes, Black Dragon, limited edition, because I think it was in the pack with Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Obelisk, the Tormentor, the Winged Dragon of Ra. I like how it doesn't even, like, they don't even have rules. Slifer, the Sky Dragon. This card cannot be used in a duel, in case you were wondering. Copyright 1996. Dark Magician. Yes. TV cards. Nemuriko. German Fection. Water. Modicus. The Little Swordsman of Vale. The Booby card. This one. Lava Battle Guard. Muka Muka. of Yami Makai. Thunder Dragon. I see. Naked in the original art. Bikuri Box. Cyberjar. Toll. Illusionist Faceless Mage. Gravekeeper's Servant. Kappa. This is just a terrible card. This is a bad... Why would you ever play this in Yu-Gi-Oh? What is the reason? Turtle Oath. Used to ritual summon Crab Turtle. Mechanical Snake. Or Snail, excuse me. Excuse me. A cyborg snail that still travels at a slow pace. Sandstone. This also looks like AI art to me. Malevolent Nuzzler. That's fair. Electric Snake. Take your Electric Snake and your Malevolent Nuzzler together. And out pops a Penguin Knight. Spike Cedra. Now this is a terrible card. 5-star. Its attack is only 1600 and it doesn't do anything. Why is this 5 stars? Dragon Capture Jar. Fiend Reflection number 2. $1,200 was the best normal summon. Oh man. I remember night in the GBA games I played, 1900 was the highest you could get for a normal summon 4-star monster. That was like the goal. But you could get up to like 20. I think you could get up to like 2300 on defense with a creature that had like no attack though. I have more Yu-Gi-Oh cards somewhere. Give me a sec. I will look. Let's see what's in here. I'm pretty sure there might be Yu-Gi-Oh cards in here. There are definitely Digimon cards in here. And my one Pokemon card. I think this is the only Pokemon card I may own. Misty Psyduck. Not just any Psyduck. Misty Psyduck. I keep that thing sleeved. Okay. That's important. Japanese magic card. Oh man. See, you can play Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the best kind of playmat. This is how you know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! How else would you know your zones? It's too big to fit in that box. There's my Reggie Miller, Yu-Gi-Oh! David Robinson, John Starks on the Jazz, Kembe Mutombo, Tim Duncan Skywalkers. Yeah, that's what Tim Duncan did. He skywalked famously. Akeem Olajuwon, Trajan Langdon, who have Allen Houston. There are no stats on this Tim Duncan card. But he does beat the opposition with talents at both ends of the floor. So you know he has high attack and defense. This is the playmat for this Digimon game that I never really learned the rules to. Because the Digimon card game video game I played had different rules than this. I'm pretty sure. Oh, here. There are more Yu-Gi-Oh cards in here. Beautiful. What's in miscellaneous? Oh, this is the checklist. See, this was almost better than having cards. Was the checklist for all the cards I didn't have. I could still look at them, you know? Like, look at that Marine Angemon I don't have. We got a sleeved Thanos from 1991, a sleeved Ultron, Mimi and Tanamon, Seedramon, Shiny Skull Greymon, Izzy, Tentamon, checklist cards, The Avengers. I don't know why this is in here. Should be in a binder with my Marvel cards, but whatever. Nightcrawler. What an ugly card. Checklist card. Morph. Everybody loves Morph. It's everyone's favorite character who dies in episode 1 of X-Men. Thor. The God of Thunder. These flare cards are cool. These are Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Cyclops. And we got a stack of... No. These are more Digimon cards. But we got a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll look at the Digimon cards afterwards. Alright. Deshrook Archfiend. This card has too much text on it. Checkmate. Guardian Chaest. Valkyrian, the Magna Warrior. Here are my Toon cards. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Mystical Space Typhoon, Mask of Darkness, Hane, Stop Defense, Acrobat Monkey, Rush Recklessly, Harpy's Feather Duster, Final Attack Orders, Aqua Madur, Toon Summon Skull, Despair from the Dark, Manga Ryuran. This one's manga. This one's not. This is not anime. This is manga. Griffin Wing, Jigen Bakudan, Remove Trap, Trap Hole, Heroes Shadow Scout, Change of Heart, Shooting Star Bow Seal, Robin Goblin. You got a Robin Goblin. Monster Reborn, Toon Alligator. Doesn't actually do shit. Urbe Yami, Cost Down, Graceful Charity, Soul Release, Second best attacker. Man. Dian Keto, the Cure Master. That's a face. That's a face that can cure you. D-Spell. Enchanted Javelin. Toon Mermaid. Magic Jammer. Ultimate Offering. Black Illusion Ritual. Another Muka Muka. Oh, this one doesn't have the foil name like that other one does. Fissure. It's Your Dream Clown. Sasuke Samurai number 2. Regular Red Archery Girl. Why is it Red Archery Girl but Toon Mermaid? Castle Walls. Witch of the Black Forest. Relinquished. Illusionist Faceless Mage. Toon World. The only text in which it says this card is activated by paying 1,000 of your life points. It's just, I love to just pay 1,000 life points to make some number. There were only like a couple cards that got better of it. Black Pendant. Wabuku. Sonic Bird. Ryuran. Dark Hole, Man-Eater Bug, 7 Tools of the Bandit, Ring of Magnetism, Sinister Serpent. This one came with the video game, I'm pretty sure. Self TK decks. Giant Soldier of Stone, Reinforcements, Rogue Doll, and Armed Ninja. Alright, I have one more thing of Yu-Gi-Oh cards somewhere. One more instance, I'm pretty sure, of which to... one more well to tap. Although I think those are not as old, quite as old cards. Still pretty old, though. Be right back. Alright, they were not in spot 1 where they could have been. I think you're right about Harpy's Feather Duster. I think that also came with it. Oh man, I lied. I do have more Pokemon cards. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! The structure deck, Machina Mayhem, 5Ds. These are like the best condition out of all these cards because they sat in the box. Sheena Armored Unit. Swords of Revealing Light. Prohibition. Oh, hell yeah. Fucking meddling mage over here. Shrink. Frontline Base. Machine Duplication. Inferno Reckless Summon. Hand Destruction. Card Trader. Is this you get your cards from, Eneg? Solidarity. Yu-Gi-Oh! Says former union. Time Machine. Dimensional Prison, Metal Morph, Rare Metal Morph, Ceasefire, Compulsory Evacuation Device, Rollout, another Rollout, the titular Machina Fortress, ooh, you can special summon it from your hand or graveyard. And when it's destroyed, you destroy one of your card your opponent controls. When it's targeted, look at your opponent's hand and discard a card from their hand. God damn. Machina Gear Frame, Machina Peacekeeper, Scrap Recycler, Commander Covington, Machina Soldier, Machina Sniper, Machina Defender, Machina Force, 4600 attack, Kinetic Soldier, Blast Sphere, Heavy Mech Support Platform, another one, Cyber Dragon, Proto Cyber Dragon. It is treated as Cyber Dragon if it's face up on the field. Green Gadget, Red Gadget, Yellow Gadget, Armored Cybern, Cyber Valley, and the Big Saturn. Let's look at these Pokemon cards. Why do all the cards not fit in this box? Oh no, I shouldn't show my code on camera. This can't still be good. There's like a whole different client now, right? I don't think I ever redeemed this. Punch out tokens. I don't know what those mean. Art. The art book. All the other Pokemon cards you could buy. Hot plastic Cyndaquil coin for coin flips. It's plastic and shitty. Alright, well, I guess we'll open the box after we look at the other cards. We got Gligar. We got Beldum. Mawile. This Eevee looks like AI art. Houndour. Shiny Beldum. Fortress. Little Shine. Just the background. Legend Box. Raichu. Jolteon. Stunky. Drifloon. Slugma. Hitmonlee. Murkrow. Raticate. Leafeon. Team Rocket's Trickery. Slowbro. Lairon. Hitmonchan. Oddish. Another Drifloon. Scyther. Beldum. Shiny Lairon. Rotom. Energy Exchanger. Raticate. Burned Tower. Shiny Oddish. Shiny Gloom. Shiny Blossom. Shiny Espeon. I guess. The like the border is shiny. The background is shiny. And then another Espeon. Espeons. Now, if the Espeons are there, what's in the box? Is this just where all the energy is? Yeah, this is just all the energy. No, there are cards in here too. I don't know what's going on. Energy Eevee. Rattata. Energy. Oddish. Sage's Training. Togekiss. That's a good Togekiss. Energy. Life Herb. Raticate. Ruins of Elf. Togetic. Pokeball. Scyther. Eevee. Grimer. Another Espeon. Another Gloom. Interviewer's question. Muck. Doduo. Oddish. Pokeball. Togepi. Yeah, these energies are not very good. Life Herb. Doduo. Seen all these. 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 Why do all the cards not fit in the box? Why did they give you a box that all the cards don't fit in? What kind of nonsense is that? David, explain yourself. Wow. Look at this guy calling my deck shitty. Very rude. Yeah, I'm not gonna Google anything at the moment. Look at these Digimon cards. Because I never knew how to play this game. I would just, like, make stories in my head up about them. So these cards are incredibly handled. These are heavily played. And nice beat-up sides. Biomon, Birdramon, Vidramon, Aerovidramon, Metaletamon, Beat to Hell, Palmon, Togemon, Nanimon, Chimeramon, Classic Chimeramon. Piedmon beat to hell. Tappermon. Apemon. Devimon. Yeah, I think you picked... I assume you picked one of the 3 attacks. Or, I couldn't tell if you pick one of them or that just... You always use that one if you were fighting that color card. Maybe you didn't pick. Maybe it was just automatically. If Devimon is fighting Pumpkinmon, Devimon uses Touch of Evil, and Pumpkinmon uses Defend. Yeah. Whereas in the card game I played for the PlayStation, you got to pick which one of the attacks you wanted to use. Like you had 3 different attacks and they had different abilities attached to them. This game is probably just way more basic than that. Patamon, the best Digimon. The best. Numero uno. Centauramon, Unimon, Asuramon, Asuramon's Wrath, Angemon, Lady Devimon, Skullmeramon, Boltmon, Metal Seadramon. Beat to hell. Another Metal Seadramon, another Boltmon, Skullgreymon, Blue Metal Greymon, Mamemon, Metal Mamemon. These are both ultimates for some reason. Marine Devimon, Mega Seadramon, Gomamon. Gomamon, who has the same voice as Naruto in Japanese. Ikakumon, Zudomon, Pukumon. I guess that's for punk. Tentomon, Kabuterimon, Mega Kabuterimon, Hercules Kabuterimon, Anjuamon, Magnadramon, Tappermon, Wizardmon. Wizardmon may be Digimon number 2. Gabumon, Garurumon, Garurumon, Piedmon, Gatsumon, Monochromon, Otamamon, Starmon. He was a sheriff in one episode. Piximon, Agumon, Greymon, Triceramon, Saberleomon. Kunemon, Mushroommon, Candlemon, Gazimon, Kuwagamon, Seadramon, Shellmon, Ebidramon, Meramon, Dramujamon, Gorillamon, Starmon, Shellmon, Frigimon, Dolphmon, Coelamon, Snymon, Gesomon, Dokugumon, Musiomon, Rockmon. And then there's Rockmon 2 and Rockmon 3 and Rockmon 4 and Rockmon 5 and Rockmon 6 and Rockmon 7, Rockmon 8, Rockmon X, Rockmon X2, Rockmon X3, Vilemon, Deltamon. He's got one hand is Metal Greymon, And the other hand is Skullgreymon, but he's only a champion. Rockmon Battle Network, yes. Bakemon. Ogremon. Raremon. Not rare. Tortomon. Devimon. Quagamon. Moyamon. Shellmon. Sukamon. Roachmon. Ogremon. Beatermon. Repeats. Siakomon. Crabmon. Geckomon. Octomon. Oquagamon. Datamon. Scorpiomon. He just loves clams. He loves clams so much. Dragomon. I think this one in the show only gets teased as like being Cthulhu in that one episode where Cthulhu wants to marry Kari. I think that's a Dragomon they show at the end of that episode. In like shadow only. Mammothmon. Monzemon. Just wants to give hugs. Surumon. Minotaurumon. Minotaurumon. Jagamon. Shogun Geckomon. Repeats. Pumpkinmon. Repeats. Late Devimon. Option Eater. Blitz. I like how the names of the cards are on the side. Metal Attack. Counter Attack. Downgrade. Digiduel. Shawit. It says Shawit in his text box. There's a little word balloon. Two champion. Pluck. Depth charge. Bomb dive. Digiruption. They did until she was an asshole. Even Steven. That's fucked up. There's somebody hiding in his skin and their little hearts. Power freeze. He's hungry. He's thinking about meat on a bone. Oh. Ultra Digivolve. Ultra. Fly trap. Aquatic attack. Fly away. Iron drill. Organic enhancer. Digivice red and green. Digivice red. Digivice yellow. Digivice red and yellow. Digivice green and yellow. Digivice green. Green offensive, red offensive, yellow offensive. Digimon. Digital monsters. Digimon are champions. Also, since I'm just in a fucking around mood, I'm going to open this secret lair I've been sitting on. Here comes a new challenger. Secret lair X Street Fighter. I don't know why I have Castlevania music stuck in my head now instead of Street Fighter music. My goal was to get Street Fighter music in my head. Yeah, but all I hear is Castlevania. I spilled sleeves everywhere. I only need like 8 or whatever. E-Honda. Sumo Champion. I don't know why I keep talking like that. Oh, it's a Hadoken. Wow. What an amazing lightning bolts. These are, in fact, real cards. They are legal in Commander, Legacy, and Vintage. Hadouken. Part of Universes Beyond. Yeah, they're only legal in Commander, like Eternal formats, so Commander, Legacy, Vintage. They are legal cards. You can use them as your commander for EDH, as they are legendary creatures. E-Honda. Legendary Human Warrior 07 Sumo Spirit. As long as it's your turn, each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Whenever E-Honda Sumo Champion attacks, up to 100 target creatures each get +0/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. That up to 100. Like, they're not legal in any of the formats you would probably have a local tournament in, though. And the formats where they would be legal, they wouldn't be that good. Except, Commander, they're fine. They are fun Commander cards. Ryu, World Warrior, 2/4 Human Warrior. Training. Hadouken, tap 5 mana, untap it, which means it has to be tapped first. Discard a card. Ryu, World Warrior, deals damage equal to his power to any target. If excess damage was dealt to a creature this way, draw a card. Just doesn't seem super likely because he has 2 power. Ken, Burning Brawler. 3 mana, 4/2 Human Warrior, legendary creature, Human Warrior. Prowess. And he can gain first strike until end of turn for a red or a white mana. And he has Shoryuken. Whenever Ken deals combat damage, you may cast a sorcery spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. Blanca, Ferocious Fiend. Legendary creature, Human Beast Warrior. 5/5 haste. Rolling attack. Blanca, Ferocious Fiend has trample as long as you cast 3 or more spells this turn. Electric Thunder. Whenever Blanca becomes the target of a spell, he gets +2/+2 until end of turn and deals 2 damage to each opponent. Yeah, the other set release, the other kind of drops like this were so far have been the most similar ones were the Walking Dead drop and the Stranger Things drop. So you can, if you really want to play with 11 in Magic the Gathering. She is a Magic the Gathering card. Just like Post Malone is a Magic card. Chun-Li, Countless Kicks. 3 mana, 3/3. Multi-kicker, which means you can spend that mana any number of times, that extra one. When Chun-Li enters the battlefield, exile up to X target instant cards from your graveyard, where X is the number of times Chun-Li was kicked. Put a kick counter on each of them. Whenever Chun-Li attacks, copy each exiled card you own with a kick counter on it. You may cast the copies. Dalzim. Pliable Pacifist. 4 mana. 1/3 reach. Human Monk. Teleport. Dalzim Pliable Pacifist has hexproof unless he's attacking. Whenever a creature you control with reach attacks, untap it, and it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power this combat. Fierce Punch. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's very good. Guile. Sonic Soldier. 4 mana. 4/4. Whenever Guile, Sonic Soldier, enters the battlefield or attacks, put a charge counter on him or remove one from him. When you remove a counter this way, choose one. Sonic Boom. Guile, Sonic Soldier deals 4 damage to any target. Flash Kick. Guile, Sonic Soldier gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. Zangief, the Red Cyclone. 5 mana, 7/4. Legendary creature, human warrior. Zangief, the Red Cyclone, must be blocked if able. Iron Muscle. As long as it's your turn, Zangief is indestructible. Spinning Pile Driver. Whenever Zangief deals damage to a creature, if that creature was dealt excess damage this turn, that creature's controller sacrifices a non-creature, non-land permanent. That is all the Street Fighter cards. See, this Hadoken is actually a lightning bolt, which is how they do most of the unique cards, where there's like it's the equivalent of some real card. But with these, they put these out first, and for these, I don't know if they've done actual Magic cards that are the equivalent of these cards, just like with a different name, but it's the same effective card, that it's treated as the same card. I know with the Stranger Things kids cards, because I think whatever the monster they fight in that is also one of the cards. It's not just the kids, but they put out a separate secret lair that was the cards, but with Magic theming and different names. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, it's like a skin for the card or whatever. Instead of just changing like the art or whatever, it just has a fancier name for theming reasons. They first did it with the Godzilla cards. Such as Ghidorah, King of the Cosmos, or Bioquartz, Space Godzilla. And then there's the actual card it is under there. I have the Godzilla lands on every land, but there's a Godzilla in the art. There's a smog monster. There's a... Look at him. He's climbing the mountain. The Godzilla shit was the first one they did like that. Much more exciting to me than that like they're doing I don't know, Doctor Who at some point in the future. Not too excited about an entire Doctor Who magic set or whatever it's end up being. Really don't care about that one. Well, I think I still will open these Tyrannid deck another day. But, however, I mean, it's the same idea as the Warhammer decks, honestly. It's not any more weird than that, technically. Since Warhammer is another property that Wizards of the Coast doesn't own. Boop, boop, boop. I go play video games maybe now.